Back on the CBR600RR again, boys. Parts should be rolling in starting tomorrow. We'll get some more done on this. Nice light little zippy bike. These RR 600s, huh? Trying to get her as clean as possible. Cleaned up the swing arm. Cleaned up as much as I could around here. Did the tank a bit. Just try to clean it up as much as I can. Rear tire came out pretty good. Wheel, I should say, or rim. Had to order a new master link for that. Let's get this front fender off. Not exactly sure where this harness is supposed to go, but I'm going to see if I can get it up over here somewhere. That wire goes to the tip switch. You know these have a tip switch, right? That right there, where if your bike is on the ground sideways or anything from upright, I don't know what degrees, it'll shut the bike off. And it won't start if it's not plugged in either. How many of you guys knew that? Save them rubber bushings. You can see that wire hanging down. It was definitely rubbing, so it's got to go up somewhere. You can clean this up a little bit now. At least the fork seals don't leak. Cut a piece out of here. There, a little mouse proofing on the intake. Now I just gotta spray paint that black and you probably never see it. Now it's mouse proofed. That's not the exact same stuff, but they say that works. Same color. It looks like the same stuff. Blue. And we're definitely gonna have to start it to get it completely burp through, you know. So it actually did clean up pretty decent. Not too shabby. Got a little more cleaning to do, but not too bad. Not too bad. Couple scuffs here and there. Let's check the brake pads on this. Guess I'll pick up some front brake pads. Rears too. Wow. Would you look at that, boys? Oh, it's got a little rip in it. Still have both them seats, and I got a black front fender still brand new. Oh, these seats are not the same. I don't remember what that last CBR600RR is that I restored, redid plastic and stuff. I think it was an 03 maybe. I guess that's the difference. Even from the top, the shape is completely different.
The next day.
Got our oil filter in. Mirrors with integrated turn signals are in. Brake light with integrated turn signals is in. So we're going to go with the Rotella T6 1540. Since she's got some miles on her. The 2005 CBR600RR calls for exactly 3 quarts of oil. Let's change the oil out. Better get a 6-sided. Surprisingly not terrible. But it's old oil. Should be changed. Let's see if we can get in there and get that filter now. Put a little oil around that gasket and then tighten her up. It's always a good idea to use another compression washer, but I don't have one. This one's not really galled up. Guess I should order a few of those. Not a bad idea to have them around. That O-ring's still pliable. I did clean this funnel out. Of course, that's over full right now because the filter doesn't have any oil in it. Good until we start it. Then we'll see what the level is. Might be a hair over full. Yeah, that was deceiving. Definitely do. Take these old hand grips off. They were glued on. Huh, what the heck is this? Somebody had heated hand grips under this? Yeah, they weren't hooked up. I guess so. Well, I don't need those. I don't ride in the cold. Or I try not to. I'll clean these up a little better. I've heard of people using hairspray to make these slide on, and then when the hairspray dries, it's like a glue, so I'm gonna try that. I do have hairspray, although I don't have much hair. Got some of this stuff. I remember Aquanet used to work the best for the potato guns. See if this stuff works.
A few moments later.
It actually worked. See if we can do the other side. This one's slipping a little bit. We'll see when it dries. Alright, so I wasn't sure where this went because it wasn't plugged into anything. But it is plugged into the rear brake switch. Maybe they unplugged it because the brake light stayed on. It would have still stayed on. So let's see if we can fix this. I'm going to cut this back as far as I can and put a splice, solder it, heat shrink, and hopefully that'll fix it. Hey, I hear you. I know it's raining out. Tell me all about it. Yeah, it should be an easy fix. Got them soldered back together. Slide up our heat shrink. You playing in the boxes? Who's playing in the boxes? What'd you do? You got a little hole there? That should do her. Now we'll put the big one over it. Hopefully the mice don't like eating this wire loom stuff. See, this thing's got 2 sets of injectors. The one's right below the throttle body there. 4 of them. And it's got 4 more injectors up here on top of the air box. These injectors shoot straight in. These upper injectors only work when you're pretty close to wide open throttle or really getting on it. Pretty cool design. I don't know if they do that anymore. I remember my ZX-10R had that too. I did put the trickle charger on, and I am going to put the wire so it could be charged. Got my trickle charger wire hooked up. I don't know where it's going to end up coming out, but I'll figure that out once the plastic's all on. This bike's got the Yashi RS5, and these pipes aren't cheap anymore. Crazy, ridiculously high priced. Front brake switch isn't sending signal back. If I short these two together, it's not working back there. Let's see if I have power to that. No power to that one. No power to that one. I wonder when I did that splice if there's something in there that they literally chewed apart that sends the power back up this wire. That switch isn't working. Let's take this switch off. I mean, it sounds like it's working, so maybe it's just dirty. Be my guess. First we'll try some electronics cleaner. I think I'm going to order one anyway. Can't be that much. Huh, it's working. Now that's working properly. We got to figure out why we're not getting power back here now. Let's check in here at this connection. Black with a yellow tracer on that one. So that black with a yellow tracer on this wire plugs in here. That is sending 12 volts. Somewhere from here up into there. Up into here is messed up. So even if I backfeed 12 volts, the lights still don't come on. The thing that gets me is that wire goes up into that handle first, so I wonder if something's screwed up in there. Let's open it up. Might as well start chasing gremlins now before the plastic's on, am I right? Well, we know the starter switch works. Take that metal plate off there, huh? So those wires just go in there and loop back out, apparently. They don't connect to anything in there. So there was an abrasion mark here. So I peeled it back to there. And will you look at that? I don't think that wire is supposed to be stretchy like that, is it? She was pinched. So let's jump from here to there and see if it lights up now. Still not working. What the heck? This is definitely multiple on top of multiple problems. So now our black with yellow wire is indeed getting the 12 volts that it needs. So we'll get that one fixed up and then see why this one's not going back. It's not pinched here. That should do it. That'll do, pig. What do we have here too? Pretty good sized pinch. Oh, what is that? That looks like exposed wires, maybe? Would you look at that? This thing must have got smashed. I guess I don't remember exactly what we replaced, but for that to get pinched like that, it must have got slammed down. There are multiple pinched wires in here. I'm surprised it didn't rear its ugly head for other stuff. I mean, there's the kill switches in there, the starter buttons in there. Jeez. Well, it's definitely working. I almost feel like not connecting this wire and putting this green wire directly to there. Why go into that throttle container just to come back out? So yeah, I think I'm just going to cut it here, put that there, then I'm going to check every other wire, make sure they're connected and keep them separated. So we got them all taped up. I didn't put the harness tape on yet. Let's see if this works. Wow, would you look at that? It actually works. I'm gonna have to ask Alex if the front brake light ever worked. I bet you it didn't. And that's the finished product. That was one big gremlin there. One more test.
Yes!
And the air filter come in. Let's get this air filter in and start this up and burp that radiator. I don't really like the screen on the back of this. Look at this. Is the aftermarket one I just got. I'm popping the rivets because I'm going to take it off. That's OEM. Look at that. That look a bit restrictive to you? Yeah, me too. So, since I did mouse proof it, this is coming off. Yeah, I'm going to order a OEM Honda. Doesn't push down and fit great, and I can see why. That middle tab is a hair longer. The outer tabs seem to be proper, but I can't get it in there and get the screws lined up. You see why? Sometimes it doesn't pay to cheap out. Jeez, I had to fight to get it to fit. Yeah, I'm getting OEMs. Drained what I could of the gas in there. Let's put some fresh gas. Put about a gallon in there. Put my flip switch there, which is the black lead. I don't know if I showed the wrong lead. It's a black lead that goes to it. Let's see what it'll do. Hasn't opened the thermostat yet. No temperature gauge. Like no blue smoke at all now. Come on, it's not even warm yet. You'd think it would have warmed up enough to circulate yet, right? I'm gonna top this off. Not really that hot. She's topped off. Tap on it. Sounds good. Thermostat. It's getting warm. Oh yeah. Like it opened up. It's getting hot now. Still cool. We'll check the level, see if it's under pressure. Yeah, it's under a little pressure. We'll let it cool off, top it off again. Good time to check for leaks. And I don't have any. That's a good sign. In case you guys didn't know, the fuse box is here. Not under the seat like it typically is.
The next day.
Ooh, she's right to the tippy top. I'd say she's good now. Apparently, I didn't drain all the antifreeze out because this is probably about here. It sat overnight. Not a drop. Perfect. The brakes came in. Change these brake pads out. I try spreading them. Don't take much force. If it does, there's something wrong. We'll loosen that before we take the caliper off. Makes it a little easier. Watch that brake hose. Now we can compress that cup back in all the way. Using the old pads here. Oh, It's over full, huh? At least somebody's been topping it off. But usually when this hits the low mark, that's a good indicator that you need pads too. You do not have to loosen that because that is a slide pin. And as you can hear, it's dry. Clean that up and put a little grease. So for your brakes to work properly, this pin has to float. It feels a little dry, so we'll pull that out and grease it. And that pin floats in there. Ooh, she's drier than a popcorn fart, fellas. I don't have any brake grease. Clean this up, clean your pin up, get some grease in there, wipe off the excess. Definitely don't want that on the rotors or the pads. Now look how nice that guide pin floats. Clean off that excess grease. Clean that pin up a bit. Get that back together. Wipe off all this excess. Slide that back in there. Take the old pads out. Oh yeah. Metal on there. But we're gonna run it. Big difference on these pads. Get them back in there and swing them up. Make sure that's slid down there. Your pin's over so that lines up. Now we can put our bolt in there, tighten that up, make sure there's no grease that's going to get on that rotor or pads. Drain some out of there and make sure it's on full level. Tighten that cap back up. So the back was a 12, front's going to be a 14. We're going to take the cap off first this time. See how much is in there. Of course, when this bike is leaning, you can get that more level. Can't do that in a stand unless I let all the straps loose. Oh, she's crusty. I'm going to clean this up and paint this. Not the inside, just the outside. Don't want any contaminants in there. Oh man. Pushed all out, all over. Darn it. Let's do it right. Put the kickstand down, let the strap loose so that's level when we check it. It was still not level, but closer. I'm going to pull that out and put some fresh stuff in there too. Loosen all these up. Take it off. As you can see, 4 cups. So there are no pins to float. These aren't horrible, but I'm going to put the new ones on. I'm going to use the old ones to spread these cups. Get those cups pushed back in there. Then we can pull these pins out. Yep, these are the only pins it floats on, so clean these up pretty good. Wire wheel works good. Don't put any grease on these stay dry. Save these anti-squeal backing plates for the new ones. New ones are a bit thicker. Make sure these little springs are in the top. That holds it from squealing too. Get them in there. Get your pins back in there. Put her back on. Tighten everything up. Same thing for the other side. I did order the plastic. Should be in here in about a week. All the brakes are done. Yeah, we're gonna suck the rest of that out with the old turkey baster. Put some fresh stuff in there, clean it out before we pump this back up. It's a little better. Yeah, cleaned up. Dot 3 or 4. We're putting dot 4, of course. Yeah. Finally got stiff.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Clean these pieces all up. I'm going to paint this cap before I put it back on. Hopefully when it dries and paint shrinks you can read it again. Not like you need to anyway. This tip switch is filled with some kind of fluid. Got my brake and turn signal tail light. I'm gonna replace this one because it's a little busted up. It comes with the plug and the wires for the turn signal. Let's see if this plugs right in maybe. So I did get it to plug into the proper plug. Of course there's a ground and the turn signal. That's right, that's left, that's running light. I cut back some because they were chewed. I just put a little electrical tape to save it. Using some harness tape here so maybe the mice don't like the taste of that. That's the running light. Brake right and left. And that's it. I just have the gauge coming in. Front flush mount turn signals and the plastic. So that's going to be the next episode. Stay tuned. I think it's going to be a excellent bike when I'm done with it. Got my black key tags in, boys. So back by popular demand, the black edged key tags are back. I might even just keep running with these. People seem to like it better than that. Still tacky.
Hey, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Hit that bell if you want new notifications on new videos. Links for products used are in the description and on MotoCheez.com. Thanks for watching.